SSAC is about leadership,
teamwork,
achievement,
community,
initiative,
ambition,
well-being,
adaptability,
sportsmanship,
trust,
integrity,
gratitude,
confidence,
health,
self-discipline,
friendship,
openness,
growth,
connection,
courage,
tradition,
collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
Want to welcome you live to the ballpark at Jackson, home of the Jackson Rockabillys, easy for me to say after 4 games yesterday, and home for the next 3 days to the remainder of the SSAC Baseball Championship. Jeremy Smith alongside Carter Moles bringing you the action in this one. Game 1, Day 2, it's Loyola coming in at 36-15 overall, the 4 seed, against Blue Mountain, 30-19 overall. The Toppers, the 8 seed. Both of these teams unbeaten in Pool A after wins yesterday. It was a 9-3 win for Loyola over Mobile, a 15-5 Blue Mountain win over Faulkner. This one is about control of the pool. And again, if you win today, all you got to do is win tomorrow to grab the automatic bid out of Pool A and play for a championship on Saturday. And Carter Moles, we look at matchups today, and you never know what to expect. And this was a 2 out of 3 win for Loyola in their season series, winning 8-4 and 13-0 before losing the rubber game, or rather the third game, 10-9. But you don't know what to expect. This is a different Blue Mountain team than it was back March the 1st and 2nd when these two teams played. Blue Mountain playing with as much urgency as anybody right now.
Yeah, they absolutely are, and you saw that in the game against Faulkner yesterday. Blue Mountain came out firing on all cylinders, and they have been in postseason mode for about 3 weeks at this point. After being swept by Faulkner, they were really, really up against it, and they had to battle through. They had to beat William Carey, had to beat UT Southern, and it came down to the last game, tying run at the plate in the 9th inning for Blue Mountain to clinch even being here. And now, with the win today, they have almost 1 foot in the national tournament at that point.
They do indeed, and
a tough task in Loyola today.
But as you've noted, there are so few at-large bids that if you're in the position that Blue Mountain's in as an 8 seed, despite what you've done and what you've accomplished, you cannot leave it up to a committee. You've got to go chase that automatic bid, and that is certainly what they're doing here today. Hit you with the lineups for both of these teams. Let's talk about Loyola defensively first. The man on the mound, number 14, Prescott Marsh, his battery mate, the catcher, number 15, Landon Manson. First to third around the infield today is going to be Colin Zarang over at first base. Second base is Brandon Mooney. The shortstop, Jake Mills. The third baseman, Jackson Burat. Left to right in the outfield, Marcus Steen, Aaron Davis, and Kaysen Cullens. I'll hit you with the Blue Mountain lineup, and then Carter Moles is going to tell you about Prescott Marsh and what he's accomplished this season. For the Toppers, batting first, the right fielder, number 9, Tyrese Roberson. Second, the center fielder, number 15, Hayden Redding. Third, the catcher, number 29, Carson Galt. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 13, Will Crawford. The DH is batting fifth. That's number 2, Ardarius Townsend. Batting sixth, second baseman, Josiah Rivera. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 25, Gavin Coles. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 10, Chris Smith. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 12, Austin Garrison. When the time comes, we'll tell you about Blue Mountain starter Matthew Koch. Let's talk about Prescott Marsh, Carter Moles.
Marsh, in addition to being really good first baseman, has had a terrific season on the hill. He's making his 9th start carrying a 3.58 ERA, 37 2/3 innings of work. He has a 284 batting average against, and one of the big keys, 21 strikeouts to just 4 walks. We've seen how crucial it's been to prevent the free passes. You saw William Carey fall behind early last night because they were issuing a lot of free passes. We saw Blue Mountain just punish Faulkner for every mistake they made and all the free passes that they gave them. So Marsh, in that 4 walks allowed, only 1 hit by pitch. He's only issued 4 free passes all year coming into today. He's got to do a little bit more of the same to defeat the Toppers today.
Prescott Marsh misses inside on the first pitch of the ball game. 1-0 count here. Now fouled away, so we'll go 1-1. When you look back through the season series, Prescott Marsh did not pitch against the Toppers, so it's the first time they've seen the lefty. Interesting strategy from Jeremy Kennedy here. You wonder how much of it, of the southpaw nature of Prescott Marsh figured into the pitching decision, keep this hot-hitting Blue Mountain team off balance as much as possible.
Yeah, and we saw lefties largely control the day yesterday. We saw Cole Giordano from Blue Mountain absolutely shove, and Marsh hits Tyrese Roberson with the first hit, or with the
on the first batter of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous runner aboard. Tyrese Roberson heading to first base, and he's been a base-stealing fiend for Blue Mountain, but probably not more than this guy at the plate in Hayden Redding. So good speed aboard and good speed at the plate here for the Mountain.
Roberson has stolen 14 bases, but Hayden Redding, the guy at the dish, is stolen 44, and that pitch goes wild. Big cut towards third.
Yeah, that one will allow Roberson to get down to second base. So Blue Mountain in business early. By the way, this jersey, one of my favorite jerseys in the league, just very simply white mountain emblazoned upon the black jersey. And, of course, as we talk about all the time, I like the entire uniform set for Loyola. It's good use of their colors and well-designed on their uniforms.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And even more importantly, I like these Blue Mountain jerseys because the numbers are big and legible.
Yeah, there are contrasting colors between the numbers and the jersey, and therefore they're a marked improvement over other things we've seen. So congratulations on that. This is pretty big time. And that's the thing. People, like, if you don't do what we do, you sort of roll your eyes and you're like, why does that matter? Well, believe me, it matters. When you're concentrating and your job is to see numbers quickly and process information quickly, and you have to spend time like trying to process what you're seeing, it slows everything down. All right, as a 2-1 count. He did get the outside corner. Umpire was a little slow to react there, and I wasn't sure if he was going to get the call. But 2-2 should be the count now. It is indeed, so saith the umpire. 2-2 on Redding with a runner at second base. Delivered. Redding will put it in play. Third baseman eats him up, and Redding is aboard. Hard hit ball, 5 holes the third baseman.
Yeah, took it a pretty rough chop, but one that probably should have been handled by the third baseman, Jackson Burat, who's been really good at third all year, but an E5 the decision.
Take a look at this Blue Mountain team, and we've talked about them being in playoff mode. They went up to Faulkner and lost 3 on April the 12th and 13th. And the third game of that series was a 14-13 extra inning loss in incredibly dramatic fashion. And what they did after that is pretty remarkable. They got a midweek win over Bethel. They went down to Cary and took 2 of 3 from William Carey, including a 19-5 win. So they won that series. They go up to UT Southern and split the first 2 games of that series on Friday, and they got a must-win playoff game as Carson Galt with a double play ball grounds out. There's 2 away in the inning now. Roberson's at third base with 2 gone. and that's going to bring up Will Crawford. But as you talked about yesterday, they're against UT Southern at Blue Mountain on Senior Day in a must-win scenario, and they end up winning that ball game. So you just look at them after that sweep at Faulkner, they go 6-2 and get into the conference tournament. Just a remarkable run, and then they continued that yesterday.
Yeah, they have, and you see early what they've been so effective at. They've been able to capitalize on any mistake that's been given. And at this time of year, every single run matters. And if you can get anything across in any way, you have to take care of those opportunities. And missed an opportunity there big time.
Big swing there, lines the ball right to the third baseman, Jackson Burott. He'll snare it, and the inning is over. Let's go to the bottom half.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
I need to try it first.
Want to welcome you back here to the ballpark at Jackson. Matthew Koch ready to rock for Blue Mountain. Tell us about him, Carter Moles.
Koch is making his 13th start of the season. He's carrying a 6.21 ERA, 17th appearance, a 4-4 record, 66.2 innings of work, struck out 51, walked 46. He has a 272 batting average against.
Koch had an outing against Loyola back on March the 2nd, and they did not treat him kindly. 5 walks, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, and a single strikeout over 5 innings of work on a day that Steven Still did Steven Still things, limiting Blue Mountain to just 2 hits, and it was a 13-0 Loyola win. So that's his only outing against this team to this point. He's looking to fare much better today, and he gets himself over with a strike on the first pitch. It's a good way to start. We talked about Blue Mountain and the way they ended the season and sort of the hot streak that they were on. For Loyola, not quite the same story. They came into this tournament on a 4-game losing streak. They lost third game against Tennessee Southern, and then they were swept by William Carey. So for them, I'm sure they were eager to get going yesterday and erase all of that bad juju, as it were, and they did just that and came really close to run-ruling Mobile multiple times late in that game. And, of course, Mobile got a 3-run homer in the 9th and narrowed that gap a little bit, 9-3, but Loyola played really well yesterday.
Yeah, they did, and it could sometimes be deflating if you're right there in the mix to be the number 2 seed. I mean, their loss against UT Southern was what clinched Faulkner the number 1 seed 1 weekend ago. And then this Loyola team falls to the 4 seed. It's a dangerous 4 seed because they've been able to respond brilliantly so far in the early offings of this tournament.
And a 2-2 count now. Coke is ahead of Mooney. Let's talk about this Loyola lineup for you real quick. The man at the dish right now is number 24, the second baseman, Brandon Mooney. Followed by number 10, third baseman, Jackson Burott. Number 15, the catcher, Landon Manson. Number 8, the first baseman, Colin Zarang. Batting fifth is number 9, the right fielder, Kason Collins. Batting sixth is number 20, the left fielder, Marcus Steen. Seventh, number 3, the DH, Anthony Fernandez. Eighth, the center fielder, number 29, Aaron Davis. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 1, Jake Mills. And you see a strikeout of Brandon Mooney, who's a very tough customer, to open the ball game for Coke.
Yeah, Mooney was 3 of 5 yesterday in the win over Mobile. Tough guy to get out. Scored twice. Also had an RBI, and Coke gets him. Leadoff man is retired. Jackson Burott, a little bit tougher to stop yesterday. 4 for 5 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. And that brings him to a .432 batting average, 519 slugging, 563 on base. He's drawn 46 walks. He's facing a 1-2 count now. Is Coke able to get ahead of him?
Coke ahead 1-2 here. Delivers. That one fouled back.
Good battle. Tough one to spoil.
That one misses away. That one comes too far inside and plunks Burott. So Loyola with its first base runner of the ball game. That's going to bring up Landon Manson, the catcher. Coke will settle back in there.
Manson with a .339 batting average on the season, .998 OPS, 39 RBIs, 55 slugging, .463 on base.
Popped up behind the plate. Carson Galt will give chase, and it stays in play. Galt tracked it all the way. He'll throw down to first. Did they tag in advance? They did. Great job by Jackson Burott to tag and advance on the pop-up behind the plate. You don't see that real often.
Yeah, a really nice play. Looked like
They're appealing that he left early, and the umpire says he did not.
It looked like he was caught in no man's land for a minute and thought he was going to be hosed, but Burott a ton of speed, able to get there and really not even make it a play.
So heads up base running by Jackson Burott makes something out of nothing on the pop foul. That one over for a strike. Colin Zarang at the dish. Clean-up hitter. That one will miss away. 1-1. Ball and a strike. Coke looks in, gets the sign. Comes set. Delivers. Misses below the zone. Coke peering in. Comes set. Delivers. Bounces that one past his catcher on a wild pitch, and that's going to allow Burott to move to third.
Again, you're seeing a hit by pitch eventually end up with a runner on third, and how big every little mistake gets magnified here at this stage in the postseason.
Runner on third on a 3-1 count here with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Koch delivers. Wild pitch, and Burot headed to the plate. Back-to-back wild pitches allow Jackson Burot to score. So let's talk about Burot's trip around the bases. He got plunked on a 2-2 that put him on. Heads up base running on a pop foul got him to second. Back-to-back wild pitches, and it's a 1-0 Loyola lead, and they've had to do virtually nothing to earn that run.
Yeah, it's been great base running. They've had to be alert, but again, just mistakes leading that first run for Loyola, and results in a walk to Collins Zarang, and now Kason Collins with a chance to add a little bit more damage to 2 outs here.
So you haven't put a ball in play yet. You've only made contact with 1, and you're up 1-0. Can't ask for much more than that. And now a 2-0 count. So Koch struggling with Collins.
That's 20 pitches for the right-hander here in the first inning.
Already behind 2-0. Koch's got to find a way to put one in the strike zone here. That one at the knees, 2-1. Koch fires, misses away, 3-1. So now a hitter's count for Kason Collins, himself a dangerous hitter. Koch will throw over. I got to tell you, just looking at him in terms of build and even a little bit in delivery, Matthew Koch looks a lot like Bryce Elder to me. The Braves starter. That one on the ground, ripped down the first baseline. That's going to be a double, and runners at second and third with 2 out here as Kason Collins with a 2-out double and trouble brewing for Blue Mountain.
Yeah, great cut down the line, and one thing we've seen, the way this ballpark is played, down the foul lines, you're not going to have as much help as you may have in some other ballparks, but you'll make up for it in the power alleys. But Collins hits that one, and the chain link fence able to take some of the steam off the ball and make it to where they possibly could have tried stretching it out a little bit, but I think a wise decision to not. I don't think it was quite there for him, but Marcus Steen rolls over on the first pitch,
and that
gets out of it.
Koch gets out of it without further damage, but Loyola applies some pressure, and they take a 1-0 lead. We head to the second. Want to welcome you back. To the ballpark at Jackson, SSAC Baseball Championship, Game 1, Day 2. We are in the top of the second, and Loyola leads Blue Mountain 1-0. If you're just joining us, the Wolfpack got their run on a hit by pitch of Jackson Burott, who then moved up to second on a pop foul behind the plate and got to third on a wild pitch and then home on another wild pitch.
Darius Townsend, a guy who can erase that real quick with one swing of the bat. One of the best bats in the country. Townsend slugging 899. That's a pretty good OPS.
I would tell you, yeah. If you can slug 899 and your on base is like 200, you're still over 1,000. But his on base way higher than 200.
Yeah, 502 on base.
Yeah.
24 home runs this season for the designated hitter.
The SSAC Player of the Year on a 2-2 count. Puts a good swing on this ball, but doesn't get enough on it, and Kason Cullins is over to squeeze it and put him away.
Yeah, just got underneath it. And what we've seen this weekend, it takes something really special to get over the fence here.
Yeah, it does.
These super high fences. Blue Mountains found some success with it. Last night we saw a ton of success with it, which is a little shocking. Normally during night, the ball dies out a little bit more. And during day games, it's got a little bit more pop to it. But it was really flying out of the park last night. See what happens today.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, too. Look, we're going to use this word, but the humidity here compared to Alabama, not a comparison what we experienced down where we're at.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, it felt more humid yesterday during the day than it did last night. It was very, very clear last night, and I think that had a little bit to do with the way the ball was jumping. The air wasn't quite as thick last night. Now, from everything I've seen on the weather report, that's not going to be the case going over the course of today. The precipitation supposed to come in tonight, maybe even before we finish the last game.
Don't say those words.
So I was trying not to say the other word, the R word. We can play in precipitation. There's other things we can't play in, but the weather changes over the course of the day will be interesting to see how they affect play, and then all bets are off for the weekend, folks. All bets are off in terms of what we've seen. That ball hit right field, first baseman and second baseman over, and it's the second baseman, Mooney, that'll squeeze it. I don't like when I pull up AccuWeather in Jackson, Tennessee, and I see those little electricity bolts on the hour by hour, and I'm like, I don't like that a bit. When you got to get in 4 ball games and it's already a 12 to 14-hour day in good conditions. That one smoked to right field and out of here. We didn't even have time to tell you that Gavin Coles was at the dish. Gavin Coles with a solo shot on the first pitch ties the ball game. Kason Cullins could just watch it go. And again, if you didn't hear us talk about it yesterday, the dimensions here, you're 320 straight down the right field line. But the fence is really tall. It's every bit of a 15-foot fence down the right field line, and and the Blue Monster in left is about a 20-foot fence. And so to get the ball out here, you've got to really get some backspin on it. And Gavin Coles hit that one like it was on a tee.
Yeah, Coles absolutely crushes that ball, hugs it down the right field line, and ties this ball game up. That was his second home run of the season.
What a time to find it. Chris Smith at the dish, the first baseman. Smith fouls one off. And now fouls another one off. So an 0-2 count. Big cut, can't get it. Nice job by Prescott Marsh to rebound after giving up the homer. It's 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the second.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
I want to welcome you back live to the ballpark at Jackson. Anthony Fernandez leading off here, followed by Aaron Davis and Jake Mills.
Both teams hit the ball pretty well yesterday. Only one hit apiece through 1.5 here in this one. Blue Mountain 13 hits against Faulkner. Loyola 17 against Mobile.
And he fouls that one off, does Fernandez, 1-1. Fernandez, the DH in this lineup today, as Zarang is playing first base with Prescott Marsh being on the mound. Fernandez, a native of Miami, Florida. And he'll send that one to right field. Handled easily by the right fielder, Tyrese Roberson. So one going here in the Loyola half of the second.
Yeah, unlucky for Fernandez there. Hit it right into the glove. Didn't have to do too much to get there for Roberson.
That one over for a strike. Aaron Davis, the center fielder. Another one of these guys we talked about yesterday. A lot of baseball played in this Loyola program. He's a senior from Grand Prairie, Texas. Been with Jeremy Kennedy's program for quite a while. He drops down a bunt. Third baseman charging, fires, and what a play. You had no moment to hesitate if you were going to get the speedy Aaron Davis, and Will Crawford came charging from the moment he saw Davis squared, made a great play.
Yeah, he did. That's a tough throw to make on the run, having to go sidearm with it because every half second mattered there. And Crawford, an unbelievable play, and that's a throw that you have to be spot on, especially when you're throwing from low to try and get it a little bit higher. That can easily sail away over your first baseman's head and wind up in right field or in the stands somewhere.
Yeah, now Davis's bunt would have him on second or third, and so a great play defensively there, and I'm sure Koch appreciates that. And there's a foul ball, strike one. He's ahead of Jake Mills.
Mills, the shortstop, helped turn a smooth double play on Carson Gauld earlier.
That one misses high. Mills, a native of Wellington, Florida.
Him and Mooney are so fun to watch on the defensive middle infield.
Oh, yeah. Both so athletic and really smooth defensively. Outside corner for a strike, 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to Mills. Matthew Koch peers in. Delayed kick, delivers, misses away. Matthew Koch, a little bit of that Nestor Cortez type delivery.
I think he has gone a little too far with it. When he did the pump fake, how is that not an illegal pitch?
Yeah, with nobody on base, he's allowed. But
Yeah.
I was watching that going, he hesitates with the leg in the air, then he fakes throwing the ball, then he grabs the ball and actually throws the ball, and it was called legal.
Yeah.
All right, well, Nestor Cortez is finding a way to work around the rules to the point that I think the rules are going to get changed. That one misses high, and Koch walks Jake Mills, and now you're to the top of the order again, and Brandon Mooney struck out his first time.
Yeah, Mooney, a really tough customer at the plate. As you mentioned, 3 for 5 yesterday, so he's 3 for 6 for the tournament right now. Made a couple really good defensive plays so far this weekend, and trying to start something with 2 outs here.
That one called strike, top of the zone. Ground ball, third base. And Crawford throws it away. Now Mills will advance to third. So for the great play that Crawford made on Aaron Davis, he throws that one away, and now you got runners on the corners and 2 away here.
Yeah, Crawford thought about going to second, saw that Mills had a really good jump, elected to go to first instead. Couldn't get Mooney. It's going to be an error.
Yeah, the hard part there is with Mooney running and his speed, you just got to go 1 from the beginning if you're going to have any chance to get him. If you hesitate at all, he's there.
Yeah, especially when you have Mills running in front of him. If you have a little bit slower runner, you may be able to go to second and then hope that maybe your middle infield can turn it into 2, but unable to come away with 1 right there, even just to get out of the inning.
Yeah, and you saw, when you look at that play, you saw just the moment of hesitation for Crawford, and that's what ultimately cost him on the play. 2-1 is the count to Burat.
And Crawford, I don't know if he did or not, but he may have even forgotten that there were 2 outs initially on the board, and he could have just gone to first and not had to even worry about the runner at second.
Right. Burat hits that one, left center field, ranging over is Redding. He covers the ground really, really well out there, makes a tough play look smooth, and the inning is over. Loyola strands 2. We head to the third, 1-1, the SSAC Baseball Championship.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
I need to try it first.
Want to welcome you back live to the ballpark at Jackson. Top of the third, 1-1 ball game. 9-1-2 due up here for Blue Mountain. Austin Garrison, Tyrese Roberson, and Hayden Redding.
Garrison 1 for 5 in the tournament. Able to bring in an RBI, though.
Misses away there, 1-0.
A really smooth glove at second.
And that one fouled away by Garrison. Saw Garrison flash the leather a lot yesterday. Made some excellent plays in the win over Faulkner. Faulkner had a handful of swings that were really well-hit baseballs, and in a lot of cases are getting into the outfield. And Garrison able to get to the ball and not only get there but make plays on it, make throws, and really kept Faulkner at bay, turned some of those 1 or 2 run rallies into or kept those as 1 or 2 run rallies when they easily could have been 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think about that play where he ranged over to the third base side on a ball that looked like a sure 5.5 gapper, and Garrison has to slide over, pops up immediately, and makes an incredible throw across the diamond to get the out. And it's just plays like that that makes such a huge difference. You can't fully quantify what kind of a difference it makes in the games because once they get that momentum going a little bit, they may
yeah, and how does your pitcher respond in that pressure? Those types of things, right? Tyrese Roberson, well struck, right field. Get out of here, baseball. Tyrese Roberson with a 2-run shot on the first pitch after the Austin Garrison walk, and Blue Mountain leads 3-1.
Yeah, again, a great shot down the right field line, able to hug the foul pole, and the bullpen down there absolutely loving it. Tyrese Roberson launches that ball.
Not your traditional leadoff hitter. A lot of power in that bat.
Yeah, his 6th home run of the season. That'll increase that .521 slugging percentage he entered with. And Roberson, a great cut.
Yeah, we saw Roberson go opposite field off the Blue Monster yesterday, hit a ball 19 feet high. If it were 20 feet high, it would have been out of here. And so that one, he goes to right field and clears the fence easily.
So 3-1, the new score.
Fouled off by Redding.
A first inning run from the Wolfpack. Has been flipped by a couple home runs.
That one will miss away. Grounded to third base, up and firing, and Garrison is retired. Yeah, Redding is retired. Sorry about that. Garrison's already scored, and he's chilling in the dugout. Hayden Redding retired there on the grounder to third. Now Carson Galt to the dish. Galt had a grand slam yesterday and came really close to a second grand slam. And again, the Monster robbed him. And that one nearly got out of here. It's off the top of the wall down there around the 16, 17, or 15-foot mark, I would say. And again, the high wall robs Carson Galt of a home run for the second time. That turns into a double. I was just telling you, he had a grand slam under the scoreboard yesterday, came back up with the bases loaded later, and hit a ball 19 and a half feet high that if it's 20 feet high, 20 and a half feet high is his second grand slam of the game. Ended up being a 2-run double. He drove in 6, and that one just under the top of the wall again would have gotten out in most ballparks.
Yeah, Carson Galt is just absolutely mashing the baseball this weekend. It is a lot of fun to watch him swing the bat right now. He has only once had really bad contact. That was a double play he grounded into last time, but it's been home run, it's been doubles, it's been big flies every time.
Brylan Skinner is the courtesy runner in for Carson Galt at second base. Crawford takes there. Ball and a strike. Crawford awaits. That one flared foul right side.
Had a little bit of an up and down inning defensively, did Crawford. Think about that great play on the bunt. Luckily able to get out of the bottom of the second after the mistake with 2 outs, still unscathed. Crawford a chance to add to the 3-1 lead.
Big cut, can't get it. Crawford retired. You go back to that play that you're talking about with he fields the ball and then he pumps and throws it away. The interesting part about that is, from a scoring standpoint, without the runner Jake Mills advancing from second to third in that situation, you don't have to charge an error there. You could simply have charged a fielder's choice and Brandon Mooney beat it out. But because there was an advancement from a runner who otherwise wouldn't have advanced, you had to go with the error. There's a hit by pitch there. It's going to put.
They just pointed to first.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I was looking over here at the dugout, and they just put our Darius Townsend on. I would rather just hit him. Like, I could point to first or just plunk him. So our Darius Townsend is at first. They're at first and second now with 2 away. They said they'd rather deal with Josiah Rivera.
Yeah, in the older days of baseball, it probably would have been the move opposed to throwing 4 balls to him, or because that was even before you could just point to first and put them on. You had to throw the 4 pitches, and you'd have some batters that would try and time that up for some extra BP and try and extend the bat out if they leave one hanging out a little bit too much.
That one, right center field, long run, Aaron Davis, and he got there. Let me tell you, he had no business getting to that baseball the way it was tailing away from him into the power alley. No business, and Aaron Davis runs it down and makes the catch. What a play. And that's another one of those balls in most ballparks, that's off the fence at minimum. But because of the way this is a flat wall in dead center, 392 from gap to gap, it plays differently. And, boy, Aaron Davis went straight for the corner and made a great play to save a couple of runs there.
Yeah, off the bat, that looked like I was for sure getting down for at least 2, if not 3. We've seen that alley play 3 pretty consistently. But Aaron Davis robs it and turns it to, in the stats, a routine F8.
All right, we go to the bottom of the third. SSAC Baseball. Lannon Manson leading off the inning for Loyola in a 3-1 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Manson, Zarang, and Cullens due up. That's 3-4-5 for the Wolfpack. Can't say enough about the Aaron Davis play defensively to end the inning. That ball gets down, and you're talking about just an inch or two away from that ball getting down. It gets down, it's scoring 2 because there's 2 out and Townsend was running on the contact there. So, and who knows where Josiah Rivera would have ended up. But instead, much different inning, a manageable 3-1 ball game now. Manson hits it. And he's retired.
Rivera had to battle the sun a little bit there.
I had to battle the net and the sun to find the baseball. We're looking clean through. You've got the foul territory net that extends out over the press box itself, and that one got right up into the net, and I couldn't find the baseball. Get Colin Zarang to the dish. Ball high. You see the wind blowing straight out, which you guys can't see on the shot right now. There's a giant American flag as Colin Zarang almost gets hit. There's a giant American flag in left center field that is blowing straight out to the point that it looks like it's almost ready to tear off the pole. And that wind blowing out right now, you get something up into the jet stream, as it were, and it may sail right now because the flag not only blowing out, but intermittently is blowing up as well, which tells you the way those winds are moving the baseball.
3-1 or 3-0 pitch is over. Make it 3-1 to Colin Zarang. He walked the first time, if I'm not mistaken. That was on 4 pitches too. Now in a 3-1 count to the first baseman.
Zarang to right field. Roberson with a nice play on the ball. A little bit of a late break for Roberson. That ball was tailing away from him, and he was able to get there and make the play.
Yeah, great work by Roberson. We've seen really good outfield play here this weekend. A lot of territory that these guys have had to cover.
Yeah, man. And, again, the dimensions at this park, the way this outfield plays, it's 310 to left, it's 320 to right, 392 to dead center. But there's a flat wall at that 392 that goes from the left center field power alley to the right center field power alley. So there's a very steep move from the left field foul pole, very steep all the way to the left field power alley there, left center field power alley. And you end up with a tremendous amount of outfield territory to cover, and these guys have covered it really well this weekend. That ball in the dirt. It's a 3-0 count to Cason Cullens with 2 out and the base is empty. Cullens awaits. That one misses, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Cason Cullens, and Matthew Koch issues a 2-out walk. Now he's got to deal with Steen. Marcus Steen. 0 for 1 today.
This is Doug Koch, who is 55 pitches into his outing here.
That one sent to center field, and Cullens will check up at second. Runners at first and second with 2 away now, and Loyola has something brewing after the 2-out walk. Walks are always a problem, but in particular, leadoff walks and 2-out walks are the things that drive the coaches crazy the most. And you're so close to out of an inning, and then you issue a 2-out walk, and now who knows?
You give a lifeline to that team in the inning, and more often than not, these teams, when they get that extra chance, are going to be able to capitalize on it. Especially when you're a team that's been in the polls consistently like Loyola this year. You've been able to take advantage of the opportunities given to you.
Anthony Fernandez behind 0-1 here. He is 0-4-1. Flew out to right his first time. He'll take away here, and it's 0-2. Got the outside part of the zone. Matthew Koch finds the grip on the baseball. Misses high. Koch rotating that ball in his right hand, finds his grip, checks the runner, delivers. Breaking pitch called, strike 3, drop the hammer. Inning is over. Loyola leaves 2. Blue Mountain leads by 2. Let's go to the 4th, the SSAC Baseball Championship.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
All right. Top of the fourth, new pitcher for Loyola, number 23, Matthew Weil, the junior from Harvey, Louisiana.
Weil comes in with a 5.51 ERA, 138 WHIP, a 32 and 2/3 innings of work, making his 16th appearance. He's also started 6 ball games, a 3.13 batting average against, struck out 24, walked 5. So Jeremy Kennedy going to another guy that has, for the most part, been able to control the strike zone pretty well and not issue off those free passes, but he's down 0-2 early to Gavin Coles, who's already punished a baseball today.
Yeah, Cole saw one pitch and deposited it over the right field wall for a home run his last time, and that is the difference in the game right now. Or rather that one tied the game. It was Roberson's 2-run homer that gave Blue Mountain the lead. 3-1 count to Coles. And he'll take away there, and it got the zone, and it's 3-2. And he had a long way to run to get his bat back.
Yeah, anything close he's got to protect here.
Yeah, no question. Coles, full count, payoff pitch, misses away. He'll fling the bat again and head to first base. Chris Smith to the dish now. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
I know it's not absolutely within the spirit of the rules to do, but for a second, you almost could make an argument that Gavin Coles threw the bat a little bit too early and that it was a late swing at it. But he was obviously taken the whole way and knew it was gone.
He did throw it early. 1-0 is the count here.
Oh, good job by the umpires to understand the spirit of what was going on there. I could see where an umpire may have tried to ring him up on that.
I think we had one of those umpires at Faulkner a few weeks ago. 1-0 count. That one well hit, but the right fielder underneath it, no problem.
Angel Hernandez wouldn't have even seen a bat, so.
Yeah. We had an instance at Faulkner a few weeks ago where you had 3 guys in the umpiring crew and 2 of them vehemently disagreed with the other one and still didn't win the argument. Austin Garrison to the dish. He drew a walk and scored a run. He came in on the Tyrese Roberson homer. Garrison inside-out swing there, fouls it away.
That was in the Blue Mountain series, if I'm remembering correctly.
It was indeed. Part of that wild 14-13 extra inning ball game that lasted 7.5 hours, it felt like. It was almost a 5-hour game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was it was either the first or the third of, it would have been the third 4.5-hour baseball game that Faulkner played in a 2-week span.
Deep short Jake Mills, all he can do is suffocate it. It's an infield hit for Austin Garrison.
Yeah, that would have been a really tough play to make on anybody, let alone Garrison, and smart decision to just smother the ball and not even attempt to make a throw on that play.
Runners at first and second now, and by getting there, he at least prevented any thought of Coles advancing to third. So they're still at first and second for the top of the order, and Tyrese Roberson. Roberson with a 2-run homer today is the difference in the game right now. That one over for a strike. That one also over, so Roberson behind 0-2. You know, you talk about these games and their implications for the teams involved. Obviously, the winner of this game in control of Pool A, their destiny in front of them, and they can move on and grab the automatic bid with a win tomorrow, or still potentially grab the automatic bid out of a tiebreaker scenario. That ball fouled away. But when you talk about what this game means for the other two teams, Mobile has to be vehemently rooting for Blue Mountain. They need Loyola to lose, does Mobile. And Faulkner has to be vehemently rooting for Loyola. They need Blue Mountain to lose. Because if I understand all of the tiebreakers correctly, a Blue Mountain win over Loyola functionally eliminates Faulkner from any opportunity to advance.
Yeah, Faulkner would have to put up a lot of runs.
And the pickoff at second base, Gavin Coles was napping, and Matthew Weil woke him up, picking him off. So 2 gone in the inning now, and a runner at first, and that changes the complexion of things big time.
Yeah, Coles had taken a couple steps forward, trying to cause a little bit of issues. You've seen Blue Mountain teasing with trying to steal third a little bit in these situations. And Weil takes him for charge there.
0-2, and it misses high and makes it 1-2. So potential big swing in this inning. That one in the dirt. And if you're Mobile, a Loyola win here removes any possibility of Mobile advancing.
Just about, anyways. I'm sure there's some weird mathematical way that they can, but when you're in a 3-team tiebreaker and it's the runs you've allowed within that tie, you've really got to have a lot of help to get through. Especially if you lose by 6 or lose by 10.
Well, so that would be the thing, though, is if Loyola wins, let's play it from that scenario, Roberson strikes out. More on that in a moment. We'll break down that scenario on the other side. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Blue Mountain.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
try it first.
Back here live at the ballpark at Jackson, returning to that conversation that we were having. So Blue Mountain beat Faulkner yesterday. Loyola beat Mobile yesterday. And now when you look at advancement and what does this game mean for those two teams who are sitting and waiting to play next, if Blue Mountain wins this ball game, Faulkner is eliminated from any possibility of advancement, because even if Faulkner wins both of their games, beating Mobile and beating Loyola, by virtue of the fact that Blue Mountain beat Loyola, that would leave Loyola with 2 losses, and it would leave Mobile with 2 losses, which means there's no three-way tie scenario, and it comes down to head-to-head, and Blue Mountain won the head-to-head. The opposite is true. If Loyola beats Blue Mountain, Mobile is functionally eliminated from any opportunity to advance, because the best they could do is force a 2-way tie, and they lost the head-to-head matchup to Loyola at that point. So this a massive game in Pool A, and you'll see the same thing tonight when let me make sure I'm right about that. Does Middle Georgia play William Carey today? I can't remember our nightcap ball game.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the schedule right now because, you know, when you're working four games a day, everything gets a little fuzzy.
Yeah. So it's interesting the way the pool fell, because the 2 1-0 teams here are matching up on day 2. And in Pool B, Middle Georgia had 1 and William Carey 1.
Yeah, so we'll see that in the nightcap. It will be.
And so that game will functionally eliminate. That one's set right field, and it drops. But what's interesting about that is it's the latter game of Pool B.
Yeah.
So in Pool A, your 2 0-1 teams are playing after your 2 1-0 teams, which means that somebody's going to basically be eliminated before they even take the field this afternoon, it will be this afternoon by that point. Whereas tonight, your 2 0-1 teams are matching up in the third game of the day, so somebody will be actually eliminated before that point. And the way, depending on how that shakes, you could conceivably see that William Carey Middle Georgia game be the clincher.
Yeah.
By the time that happens tonight. So this format really fascinating. You know, it's not the double elimination that we've had before, but it creates a lot of really interesting scenarios.
And then next year it could be the potential where you have one team that won, one team that lost playing each other, and obviously the other team that won and other team that lost playing in the next game.
Yeah, you could have 1-0-0-1 and 1-0-0-1, and then you got to play everything out. You have no idea. Whereas the way this is falling, there's a real chance that a couple of these ball games are just for show.
Yeah.
And it's about trying to pad your resume for the committee. 1-0 count here. Runner on second. And Aaron Davis, a speedy runner out there at second base. And Jake Mills, a tough hitter at the plate. He drew a walk his first time. He represents the tying run here. Foul back. Two 2-1 count. Koch checks the runner. Misses inside. No activity in either bullpen at the moment. We are in the fourth. Koch at 64 pitches. There's a slice. Right fielder, diving catch, couldn't grab it. Roberson did all he could. It's a base hit, and there's runners on the corners.
Yeah, it looked like it went in and out of the glove. It certainly went into the glove of Roberson on the dive. Just couldn't squeeze it through the ground. And a base knock. Runners on the corners, nobody out. A lot of tricks up the sleeve that Jeremy Kennedy can go to here at Brandon Mooney at the dish especially.
Yeah, bottom of the fourth, runners on the corners, nobody out. Go ahead run at the plate in the top of the order. And this is the danger zone for Blue Mountain here. Koch delivers. Mooney, good swing left field, tailing toward the bullpen and out of play.
Really good hustle by Gavin Coles, but just ran out of real estate there.
That is one thing as you go down the lines here. Not a lot of foul territory once you get past first base and third base. Oh, 1 count. That ball well struck. Coles is there. Davis tags, and he'll score, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, nice sacrifice fly there. Mooney would obviously have liked to put something on the ground and not give up the out, but Loyola very happy to get a run across there. Cut it to a one-run ball game.
3-2 lead for Blue Mountain. Bottom of the fourth, runner on first. Big cut there from Jackson Burott. Couldn't get it. 0-1 count.
Was hit by a pitch. Came around to score a run in the first inning. In that really weird sequence where he's hit by a pitch, advances off a pop-up, and then 2 wild pitches score him.
0-2 count now. Matthew Koch finds the grip. And delivers to Jackson Burott, and he'll spoil that pitch. Faulkner and Mobile will go next. 30 minutes in between games today. That ball will miss away. Koch checks the runner. That one on the ground to the shortstop. He'll step on second for 1, on to first for 2. Austin Garrison recording the double play there. Koch gets out of it. Loyola gets one back. It's 3-2.
Welcome back. Matthew Weil still on the hill for Loyola. He's 17 pitches into his relief outing. He's facing Redding, Galt, and Crawford here to start the 5th inning. Blue Mountain leading 3-2. 4 hits apiece, 1 error each. It's been about as even as you can ask for, but it's been the free passes that have contributed to 2 of the runs for Blue Mountain. Extending innings, and that one hit well into center field. Camping underneath is Davis, and he'll make the play. One away. Gets Redding on the first pitch. Brings up Carson Galt, who's been just absolutely mashing the baseball this weekend.
Yeah, Carson Galt with a grand slam to his credit and two other home run swings that resulted in doubles high off the wall. Again, he drove in 6 yesterday. That one over for a strike. Matthew Weil ahead 0-1. Top of the 5th here. Galt awaits. Grounder to second. 2 gone in the inning. That'll get Will Crawford to the dish. 2 away. Matthew Weil delivers. Crawford hits it to the track and left, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Weil.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
Lannon Manson leading off the inning here in the bottom of the 5th for the Wolfpack. Koch delivers. That one misses high. That one on the ground. Garrison again. Man, he is as good as they get in this league.
Yeah, again, just a play that most of the shortstops in this league are making, but Garrison made it with even more time, made it look even easier than a lot do.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's fundamental. He's really good. So Manson is retired, and now Colin Zarang at the dish. He'll take away there 1-0. Zarang is 0 for 1 with a walk. That one over for a strike. That went over for a strike. So 1-2 now. Misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just misses Zarang.
Good dodge by Zarang there.
Average Joe's quality spin out of the way for him.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
That one misses away, and Zarang headed to first base. So Coke issues a 1-out walk here. That'll get Case and Collins to the dish. 1 for 1 with a walk.
Couple putouts out and right as well.
That one misses. 1-0. That went in the dirt. Two and 0 count. Misses away. 3-0. Coke struggling now. Closing in on back-to-back walks. There's loosening in the Blue Mountain pen. That went over for a strike, 3-1. Coke delivers, misses. Back-to-back walks with 1 out here. And Coke in a little bit of trouble here in the 5th.
Steen and Fernandez, the next 2 he's got to face. Steen, 1 for 2 already today.
There is loosening in that Blue Mountain pen, but there's not deliberate work going on right now, so I don't think they're close to a pitching change. That one will miss away, 1-0. And Blue Mountain sending another pitcher down there to the pen. Looks like Jesse Hancock is headed down to the pen to start working.
Hancock pitched against Faulkner yesterday. Wonder how many pitches he's got in him, but I also remember during that Faulkner series he threw like 100-something pitches over the 2 days.
3-0 now. Coke struggling. He's walked 2 in a row, and he hadn't found the strike zone yet against Marcus Steen. And Blue Mountain, a tenuous 3-2 lead that is looking more and more tenuous as Coke struggles with the strike zone. That one gets over. It's 3-1. Line into the center field. They'll send the run home. Tie ball game off of the single from Steen. So 3-3 now with 1 out, and the walks come home to roost.
And now a decision for Taylor Clark here. And Hancock's barely gotten loose, so you got to find a way to buy time if you're wanting to make the move, or do you let Coke try and work out of it?
First and second here. And they're going to get the mound visit in. I don't know if Koch's going to throw another pitch. The signal came from the dugout to buy time at least. Hancock still long tossing out there, it looks like. So he's going to have to throw a pitch. Back-to-back walks with one out created the mess. Marcus Steen with a single ties the game. Bottom of the fifth here, one away. Fernandez will dig in. Koch needs a double play ball in the worst of ways. Right now he just needs a strike, and that one misses 1-0. Koch delivers, misses above the zone, 2-0. Really laboring right now is Koch as he draws closer to the 100-pitch mark, and he's now almost at 50% on the strike ratio. That one in the zone, 2-1.
Great pitch there by Koch. You could see a little bit of frustration for him after ball 2 there, but responds in a great way. Still got a ways to go.
That one will miss high. 3-1. Outside corner, strike 2. Big pitch there from Koch. Fernandez is not even offered at most of what he's seen. He did swing and miss once. Hasn't been tempted by much of it. Koch pecking around the edges of the zone. Koch delivers that one. Center field. Redding will make the catch. Throw it in and hold the runners at first and second. So 2 away now for Aaron Davis, who's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Are they going to let Koch face Davis, or are they going to Hancock? Looks like they're going to live with Koch here. Now a pinch hitter announced is going to be Garrett Beadle. He was 1 for 1 with a single yesterday in a pinch hit spot. The junior out of Zachary, Louisiana, in a big moment here.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was first pitch he hit to center field. If I'm remembering that sequence.
Yeah, he showed up, saw one pitch, got his hit, went back to the dugout as they let Davis run for him. So he misses high there, does Koch. 1-0.
It's one of the advantages of the NAIA re-entry rule, where you're allowed to pick a spot here that you want a specific pinch hitter, and you don't have to necessarily burn the player that you'd been starting in that spot. You can put him in back once, but you burn the player that's come in.
1-1 is your count. Well struck by Beadle down the left field line, and that's going to get a run home, I think. And it does easily, no play, and just one. But second and third now with 2 outs, and Loyola newly in the lead at 4-3. I was wondering if they would get it in fast enough, because I really felt like with the speed at first they had a chance to get 2 off of that, but a great job by the left fielder getting that ball in as Coles tracked it down and got it to his cutoff man.
Yeah, Gavin Cole saved a run for sure there. Makes it 4-3, Loyola in the lead now.
So Loyola up 1 with runners on second and third and 2 out, and now we should be getting the pitching change as the long stroll out. Koch goes 4 2/3. You can't close the book on him because the 2 guys on board belong to him. No signal to the bullpen yet. Long conversation here. Hancock leaning on the bullpen gate. He is summoned. We'll tell you about him in a moment. This is the SSAC Baseball Championship.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
I need to try it first.
Back here live at the ballpark at Jackson. 4-3 Loyola leads now. Runners on second and third, 2 out. And Jesse Hancock, the sophomore from Philadelphia, Mississippi, has been called in to try to put out the fire.
Yeah, Hancock entering the game from the bullpen for the 14th time this season, 16th appearance. He's got a couple starts as well, but a 7.39 ERA, 31 2/3 innings of work, 354 batting average against. He has struck out 27, walked 16, and he's been a guy that Taylor Clark has called on pretty consistently in these kind of spots. We saw him yesterday against Faulkner come in and close out the game. Go an inning and a third.
One-0 count. He delivers. That one's over for a strike.
Hancock threw just 17 pitches, though, so essentially just a bullpen session in all reality for him.
That one struck, and what a play! That one destined for right center field. 2 runs written all over it, and Josiah Rivera climbs the ladder and snares it to end the inning. So Jesse Hancock puts out the fire. Josiah Rivera, at the very least, set the ladder up to get him in the building. So we go to the 6th. Loyola up 4-3. Back here live at the ballpark at Jackson, our Darius Townsend leading off the inning for Blue Mountain. He is 0 for 1 with an intentional walk to his line today. Matthew Weil will pitch to him here. That one over for a strike. The SSAC Player of the Year with a pretty quiet tournament so far. Big cut, can't get it.
Yeah, just 1 for 5 for Townsend. Been on base just 3 times, hit by a pitch yesterday.
0 for 2 now, or 0 and 2 now, and he'll take away 1 and 2. Our Darius Townsend awaits the offering. He'll check there, 2 and 2.
Yeah, good take by Townsend. Weil had curved that right around the zone. Really good chase pitch there.
And he'll take away 3 and 2. So Weil ahead 0-2 through 3 chase pitches. Townsend laid off of him, and now the battle really begins. Weil delivers inside, ball 4. So heading down to first now, our Darius Townsend, he draws the walk. Josiah Rivera to the dish. Rivera made a scintillating defensive play that saved 2 runs and got his team out of the inning when he leaped to snare a line drive that was destined for the gap. Now he's got a chance to try to translate success to the plate. Rivera takes strike 1. Rivera 0 for 2 today. Tying run at first for Blue Mountain here in the 6th. That one will miss. 1 and 1. That one misses inside. Oh, he caught inside.
Yeah, good break late by Weil on the pitch there.
Ball and 2 strikes. That one lifted. Right field, long run. Second baseman Brandon Mooney gets there. 1 gone.
A tough play to make for the second baseman there, but made it look a little bit easier than it really was. Brings up Gavin Coles. Pull the home run down the right field line.
Yeah, first pitch he saw in that at bat. He'd love to repeat the feat and flip the ball game. Coles was on second. He drew a walk his last time. There's one down the right field line. That's going to get our Darius Townsend to third. So Coles delivers here. I was saying he drew a walk his last time and then got picked off second base. But he singles on the first pitch here, and they got him on the corners with 1 away. And a big sequence here with Austin Garrison at the dish. 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored.
That'll be Smith
Or
first.
rather, Chris Smith, I apologize. 0 for 2, rather, with a strikeout for Chris Smith. Austin Garrison on deck. Smith, the first baseman, digs in. He'll take away 1-0. Smith awaits. There's activity in the Loyola bullpen. Weil may not be too long for this game. We'll see. That one fouled off.
34 pitches into his outing now.
Chris Smith awaits. That one over for a strike. 1 and 2. He's ahead of Smith. That's the thing you can say for a while. He has been getting ahead of hitters. It's a whole lot easier to work from that spot. See what Wild does with Smith here on the 1-2.
22 strikes on 35 pitches.
Hard to be a whole lot better than that. Smith grounded past the third baseman, and we got a tie ball game. A single to left for Chris Smith, and it's 4-all with runners on first and second and one away here in the top of the sixth. Now Austin Garrison to the dish. Great effort by the third baseman, Jackson Burat, but he couldn't get there in time. We're going to have a runner for Smith here. The first baseman going to be pulled.
It's going to be Jesse Millinger.
Millinger ran yesterday, listed as a left-handed pitcher from Smithdale, Mississippi. You can pull Smith one time and be able to re-enter him, and this is the moment that Blue Mountain's going to use that opportunity. Smith is a good double play candidate. Millinger a little bit less so.
Tough part about turning double play right now is Garrison at the plate, who can flat out go.
Garrison, he'll send that one down the left field line. They're going to send the run home. There won't be a play at the plate. It'll be cut, and Blue Mountain right back on top 5-4 as Gavin Cole scores on the Austin Garrison hit. That's the thing. Wild has been in the zone all day, and you saw it with the Coles at bat and now the Garrison at bat. They ambushed that first pitch knowing it's going to be in the zone.
Yeah, and that'll be it for a while, and Blue Mountain flips this game back, and this is turning into a really fun one.
It has indeed. It has delivered so far. Top of the order in the offing for Blue Mountain. Tyrese Roberson will be stepping to the plate with 2 on and 1 out, and you're going to have a new pitcher facing him. We'll tell you about on the other side, the SSAC Baseball Championships.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
Tyrese Roberson to the dish. Runners on first and second. Your new pitcher is Hunter Ponson. Ponson, sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
He's carrying a 4.95 ERA, making his 19th appearance. 20 innings of work. He struck out 18, walked 6. 325 batting average against.
Big cut, can't get it for Roberson. Runners on first and second. Blue Mountain has plated 2 in this rally to retake the lead. Top of the order here. Good speed everywhere. That one hit well left field, long run and out of play into the bullpen.
That was a great cut by Roberson there. Just couldn't get it to drop in fair territory.
Well, he has been really effective this tournament. 1 for 2 today with a 2-run homer.
Makes him 3 of 6.
Ponson checks the runner and delivers. Misses outside. So Roberson 1 and 2. And the other thing about Roberson, you can really see it on this center field camera. That guy seems to have a lot of fun playing baseball.
Yeah, he does.
He's smiling in the box.
I've very rarely seen someone that is that good that is constantly smiling. It's a lot of fun to watch these guys be.
And he drops it in left field, and Blue Mountain will go station to station here instead of forcing the issue, and they're loaded. But yeah, I mean, there's a handful of guys like that in this tournament, and Tyrese Roberson he's a joy to watch, not just the way that he plays, but that dude seems to be having a blast, and that makes it fun to watch.
Yeah, it does. Of course, like you're wanting to win, it is serious business at times, but in the end, it is a game, and it's usually played best when you're having fun and you're a little bit loose with it.
Redding at the dish, he's 0 for 3 today, which from Blue Mountain's perspective means he's due. From Loyola's perspective, when you're hunting outs, he's been a place you've found him today. That one over for a strike. Again, good speed at all 3 bases here. Pinched in on the corners defensively are the Wolfpack.
Redding 1 for 6 in the tournament. He was 1 for 3 yesterday.
Redding well struck but popped up. Just underneath that one, and he is retired, and there's 2 away, and Loyola can breathe a little easier, but guess who's coming to the dish? Carson Galt. A grand slam yesterday. Another bases loaded at bat where he missed a grand slam by a foot. It ended up being a 2-run double, and guess what? They're loaded again for Carson Galt. There's nowhere to hide. He's got a double to his line today.
If he can find another double with 2 outs and Roberson on first, you're looking at a bases clearing situation for the left-handed backstop.
Galt takes strike 1. You don't see a lot of left-handed catchers. This one's really good. He's controlled the run game. He's blocked everything up really well behind the plate. He swung the bat well. Carson Galt has been really good for a game and a half. That one in the dirt. 1-1. He'll stride back in there. Awaiting the offering from Ponson, who's trying to get out of this mess. That one misses. The runners at second and third belong to Matthew Weil. The runner at first belongs to Ponson. 2-1 count to Carson Galt. Long look in. Gets the sign, finds the grip, and delivers in the dirt. 3-1 now. Nowhere to put Carson Galt.
And at some point, you wonder if giving up just the run is just one run and putting them on is the best case scenario for you. But Will Crawford back behind him, you really can't hide anywhere.
Yeah.
But Galt has been hitting the ball so well. It's a big pitch here, 3-1.
And he missed it. And the ball gets away, and it won't matter. It's a bases-loaded walk. It's now 6-4 for Blue Mountain. And Will Crawford, again, 0 for 3 today. If you're hunting outs, he has been a guy. But Ardarius Townsend looms, and you wonder if he comes up, how long does he stay cold? So nowhere to hide in this lineup right now. I believe, let me do some quick math. Yeah, Will Crawford, the 9th batter of the inning here. Townsend led it off.
6-4, the new score. 2-run game, and if it gets to Townsend and Townsend does what he's been doing all year long, you could be looking at a starkly different ball game. Ponson's got to find a way here.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you find one out, 6-4 with your bats, you're good.
Yeah.
You know, you're still in this ball game with no problem, but one swing can change this to a much different game. So this is the chess match. This is, if you love this game and you give your heart palpitations to this game, these are the moments that you live and die for. 2-0 is the count.
Now, one swing can either put the bats back in Loyola's hands or make it a 6-run ball game.
That one lifted left center. Aaron Davis says he's got it, and he does, and Ponson does a job. It's 6-4, though. Blue Mountain leaves them loaded, but they plate 3. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
I need to try it first.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th here. 6-4 ball game. Jesse Hancock back to work. He delivers. That one taken for a strike. Top of the order here. Mooney, Burat, and Manson. That one fouled off.
Hancock 5 pitches in, has thrown 4 strikes. And that's what you want out of the bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah, no question. And, you know, look, we talk about Matthew Weil, and they were able to hit him, but Matthew Weil didn't come in and walk people, and he was in the zone, and you need that. He issued 2 walks over 2 1/3, but they weren't, you know, they weren't rally starters for the most part. And
it was incompetitive at bats, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't walking on 4 or 5 pitches.
And a lot of those misses were very narrow.
Yeah.
Ball and 2 strikes here, and some of that speaks to the plate discipline of Blue Mountain. They laid off some great chase pitches. That one flared out of play. a lot of pitching is allowing hitters to get themselves out, and when hitters won't do that, it makes everybody's job tougher. Jesse Hancock starting a clean inning here. The book closed on Coke. 4 2/3, 5 walks, 6 hits, 2 Ks, 4 runs, all of them earned.
He'll get a no decision no matter what happens here.
Up the middle and a base hit, and there's a single for Brandon Mooney and a very lethal base stealer aboard for this Loyola ball club.
Yeah, that, as we mentioned yesterday, they love to steal bases. 178 stolen bases this season coming into today. Still yet to go today. Carson Galt has been really good back behind the plate.
Burot at the dish. Over for a strike. Burot has scored a run. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Heads up base running to get to tag and get to second on a pop foul behind the plate. Moved to third on a wild pitch and scored on a wild pitch. Here he grounds to second. They'll feed to Garrison and back over. What a beautiful play. Rivera, Garrison, Smith, 2 speedy runners erased in a double play.
That was beautiful. You could not ask for better middle infield play than that right there. Rivera, quick, decisive, accurate toss to Garrison. Garrison, strong throw across. Beautiful, beautiful work. If you're a young middle infielder trying to figure out how things are done, watch that play.
Yeah, and we've seen some good middle infield tandems here in this tournament. This one's as good as anybody with Garrison and Rivera. But we talk about, on the other side for Loyola, Mooney and Mills, really good. And, we saw great middle infield play from William Carey last night. There's been some really good up the middle defense here. That one on the ground. Up and firing, and he threw it away. So an infield hit and an error would be my scoring there. As is, it's a runner on second with 2 away, and Will Crawford had to be perfect in order to make that play and elevated that throw too much. Chris Smith couldn't get it, and it gave up a free base. And now Colin Zarang at the dish representing the tying run.
Yeah, ruled an error on the hit. Manson ruled to have been out with an accurate throw.
Which I can see. That's a good 50-50.
We talk about it a lot off air in our in-office conversations, but there's an art to scoring more than a science when it comes to scoring baseball and softball. It can be really challenging. You'll see weird plays you've never seen before, or you've got so many different factors to consider and so few actual guidances on what it is.
Sure. And it's one of those, it's how do you do. So on that Manson one, he's the catcher, but he runs really well for a catcher.
Yeah.
So did his speed force the throw?
Yeah.
And so that's part of it. Like
balk called on Hancock there.
So a balk advances the runner to third, and again, Loyola not having to do too much. They got a little 30 to 45 foot chopper. They got a runner all the way to second because of a bad throw, and now balk gets him to third, and they got a chance to get one back, and Zarang fouls it off. 1-2. Or 1-1, actually. Apologies. That one misses away. Yeah, baseball and softball are really the only sports that are like that. Every other sport, every stat is an absolute.
Yeah,
the only real debate ever is assists, and in general, as a statistician, you have a basic philosophy on how you approach assists, and that informs what you're doing.
Yeah, and there are some guidances with it, but basketball assists are different than soccer assists, and it can be a little challenging from that perspective. But for the most part, especially you think about basketball, everything else is pretty certain. Did they block the shot or not?
Yeah.
Who grabbed the rebound? And there's a little bit of leeway and a little bit of discussion. Oh, well, it was a turnover, steal, shot, block, rebound, but it's not as complex as baseball and softball are. And in the game changer era, you have a lot of people that they've been scoring games for a while that they probably haven't even looked at the book, and you hear some common misconceptions such as, oh, well, it can't be a fielder's choice because nobody got out.
Right.
It still can.
Absolutely.
And it's fun. It's a lot of fun to score. It can be infuriating to score, but that's what makes it a lot of fun. And I'm one of the guys that, I mean, if I'm going to a baseball or softball game without my toddler, I'm keeping a book with me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm scoring the game on paper because that's just who I am. I did that at Wrigley Field a couple of years ago, just sitting up in the nosebleeds at Wrigley, having the time of my life with a scorebook.
0-1. Now he misses away 1-1. So runners on first and third here with 2 out. Zarang at first. Go ahead run at the plate in the form of Case and Cullens, 1 for 1. Couple walks and a run scored today. They've not found a way to get him out yet. There's a strike. 1-2. That one misses away. Zarang will trot down to second on an easy stolen base.
Now a base knock from Cullens and tie the ball game up. It's a big stolen base there.
It is indeed. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Hancock needing an out here in the worst way. He delivers. Chopper. Rivera. On to Smith, and the inning is over. Loyola strands 2. Blue Mountain leads by 2, going to the 7th. that one, before we even got a chance to tell you, our Darius Townsend came up to the plate and got out on the first pitch. So Townsend is retired, and that's a big out for Loyola. It's a new pitcher, by the way, is number 32, Carter Holstein, the junior from Denham Springs, Louisiana.
A 3.37 ERA, making his 14th appearance. He has 18 and 2/3 innings of work coming into the game. 262 batting average against. Struck out 15, walked 11. 7 earned runs against the righty. He's up 0-2 quick on Rivera.
And he retires Rivera. So Holstein's come in dealing. He's got 2 outs real fast.
And as people who are working 4 games in the day after working 4 games yesterday and have 4 more tomorrow, we love that.
That's right. The Broadcaster's Pitcher of the Game Award. That one misses. We'll tell you, as a broadcaster, when you do this a lot, you develop an affinity for the guys that get the ball and are ready to throw it back.
Because those are the kids that let you see yours at a certain amount, at a decent hour.
That one delivered, misses away. 2-0.
You saw Steven Still yesterday, and at one point it was like he was just in a rocking chair up there.
Man, yeah, he's really good. There's no question. Did everything Loyola needed him to do yesterday, and that's why they're 1-0 here today. That one's over for a strike.
And in position in the 7th, make a late comeback here.
And he'll walk him.
A 2-out walk to Gavin Coles. Can that start something we've mentioned to lead off in the 2-out walks? Become real issues, especially if you can't figure out a way around them.
Yeah, there's speed aboard again, though. This is that part of the order where your 7 spot and your 9 spot in particular for Blue Mountain have some speed with Coles and with Garrison. Smith reached his last time. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI today. He'll take away. A 2-0 count, or a 1-1 count rather. That one misses. 2-1.
Just a little low there for the first baseman.
That one taken inside. 3-1. One more offering at least in this at bat. Smith up the middle with a base hit. Coles makes the big turn and gets back to second in time. So runners at first and second with 2 out now for Austin Garrison, who is 2 for 2 today.
You're starting to hit another one of those situations where Blue Mountain could break this game open. Loyola trying to keep it close. Another big at bat here.
Garrison. Bat hanging behind his right shoulder as he awaits the offering from Holstein. Austin Garrison lifts it high and deep over the monster. Blue Mountain with a 3-run shot from the shortstop Austin Garrison, who's 3 for 3. And Blue Mountain becoming a blue monster of its own. This one a 9-4 ball game.
What a cut from Austin Garrison. My goodness. As we've mentioned time and time again, that blue monster is exactly that. It is a huge fence and Garrison cleared it with ease and room to spare. His 5th home run of the year. He couldn't come at a more opportune time, and like we mentioned after the walk, a 2-out walk started all of this, extended the inning, and now Blue Mountain has blown this game open.
Back to the top of the order, and Tyrese Roberson. He'll ground to the second baseman, up and over to first, and the inning is over. But Austin Garrison with a 3-run shot, everything coming with 2 outs for Blue Mountain. They lead 9-4, 7th inning stretch time at the ballpark at Jackson.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
Jesse Hancock back to work with a 5-run lead. Marcus Steen leading off the inning. 6, 7, 8 due up here, and Steen, Fernandez, and Davis. It's a 1-0 count.
You're not quite at the you have more runs to get than out stage, but rapidly approaching that right now. Bottom of the 7th, you got 9 outs to get 5 runs.
Ball misses away. It's 2-0.
Loyola doesn't need all 5 here, but would love to get at least a couple and bring it back to a more manageable deficit.
That one over for a strike, 2-1.
Seems like it's going to be Jesse Hancock the rest of the way unless Loyola gets to him. There is some activity. Lefty down in the pen for the Toppers, but Hancock's looked pretty good so far.
Hancock misses inside there, 3-1. Over for a strike, full count now.
Looks like Ammon Murphy warming up.
Up the middle, Garrison can't get to that one. It's a lead-off single for Marcus Steen. His 3rd hit of the day. Fernandez to the plate. Start to look through the field, and we know William Carey got a host bid yesterday. One of 10 spots where the NAI opening round tournaments will be taking place, so they know their fate. 2 automatic bids to give away, 1 to each pool. Faulkner came in as the 1 seed, the number 11 team in the country. They anticipate an at-large if they don't win an automatic. Where do they go? Loyola, number 16 team in the country. They would anticipate an at-large if they don't win an automatic. Where do they go? But if Blue Mountain holds on here and wins this pool, you got to feel like they're taking an at-large from somebody.
Oh, they are.
And that's an interesting conversation now, because you look over in the other pool and you got Point, who is a team that had played its way well into the at-large conversation, if they can't win an automatic bid. So then do you get into 5 teams in the SSAC making it? I don't know. It's going to be a really interesting reveal in that field next week. And we've still got a lot of baseball left to be played here. So Point will have to play its way. They lost yesterday. They're going to have to play their way into a favorable situation. They got to win the next 2 in front of them, and they need help. That went over the head of the pitcher. He'll flip to second. Runner had to hold to see if it was going to be caught, and it ends up fortuitous for Jesse Hancock. Turns into a 1-6 force out. So you look over in the other side. We've talked about this side. You look in the other side. Point lost yesterday. Thomas lost yesterday. Both of those teams needing a 2-0 run here over the next 2 days to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, and then you got to hope the tiebreakers fall in your favor.
Yeah.
Around you. And Jed Cambria at the plate now.
So Cambria, pinch hitter. He'll take. Cambria, freshman from Denham Springs, Louisiana.
He's replacing Aaron Davis's spot,
and that's his second time being subbed out. Yeah, Davis's day is done. He is so good defensively, and he went 1 for 2 at the plate today. Jeremy Kennedy going to trade the defense for the offense here, needing some runs. With his team down 5. That one over for a strike. 2-1. That one will miss, or actually gets the zone. 2-2. In the zone, and Carson Galt looking a little worse for wear after that swing. Cambry just got a piece of it to stay alive.
yeah, it fouled off and hit him.
And catchers take such a beating behind the plate. Hancock checks the runner. Comes set. Delivers. Big cut. Can't get it. Cambry's retired with a strikeout. 2 gone in the inning.
It's a big strikeout for Hancock there. And unfortunately for Loyola, you rolled the dice there, and they didn't roll in your favor.
Jake Mills to the dish. 2 gone. Loyola needing a 2-out hit from Jake Mills here. Thrown over to first, back on his belly. And back over again. Hancock trying to keep the runner close. And he hit Jake Mills. So Fernandez will trot down to second, Mills to first. 2 on for the top of the order here.
Last time you're guaranteed to get these guys up. Mooney trying to deliver here.
Mooney 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Batting .500 over the tournament.
Hancock delivers. Mooney well struck right center field gap. Long run for everybody. That ball's down into the corner. That's going to score 2. Mooney into second with a double. A 2-run double in Loyola. Not dead yet. 9-6 now.
And again, a mistake. A free pass issued at 2 outs comes back to hurt. To tail as old as time in this tournament right now. Mills hit by a pitch. 1 batter later, he's back in the dugout with a run on the board, and that may be it for Hancock.
So Hancock's day is done. Jackson Burott coming to the dish in a 9-6 bowl game with 2 outs in the 7th when we come back.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
I need to try it first.
New pitcher for Blue Mountain, Ammon Murphy, the junior from Trenton, Georgia.
Ammon Murphy, the lefty, comes into his 12th appearance, 32 and 2/3 innings of work. He struck out 23, walked 23, 221 batting average against, 441 ERA. Comes in a tricky spot right now. The game is
and he hit
in
him
his
first
hands.
pitch. So he hit Jackson Burrott on the first pitch. There's runners on first and second now. And the tying run coming to the plate with Landon Manson.
Entering in a safe situation if he can close it out. But still a long way to go for that.
Runners on first and second, 2 out, Landon Manson at the dish.
Can't fully close the book on Hancock yet. Runner on second is his.
And Manson with a massive swing, and the only question was would it stay fair, and it didn't. Landon Manson millimeters away on that the barrel of that bat from tying this ball game.
Yeah, it was a great cut. It was a shot. It wasn't high, but it was tall enough to get over.
Yeah.
And it was on a rope.
0-1 now. Murphy delivers. Strike 2 to Landon Manson.
Wow, how different does this look? You're so close to tying the game up, and now you're down 0-2. Manson down last strike. Murphy trying to get out of the inning.
Murphy checks the runner at second, kicks and fires, misses away. 1-2. Manson will dig back in. He'll miss away again, 2-2. Long look in. 2-2 offering with runners on first and second and 2 away here in the 7th. High foul ball again, Landon Manson. Think that one got out of the stadium.
There's a really eager kid looking for that foul ball. Had his glove and everything. He was in the ready position trying to catch that one off the roof.
Yeah, it never came back. That one's out in the parking lot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on, bottom 7. Big cut, can't get it. Landon Manson's retired. Ammon Murphy comes in and does a job. But Loyola gets 2 back. It's 9-6 as we head to the 8th.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
Defensive changes for the Wolfpack as we start here. Your new center fielder, Landon Trosclair, the redshirt junior from Opelousas, Louisiana. And the new starting pitcher, number 22, Frank Fernandez, the freshman from Miami, Florida.
Fernandez entering his 17th contest, a 2.93 ERA through 27 innings of work, 27 2/3. Struck out 27, walked 11, a 184 batting average against. He's been a really, really effective closer for the Wolfpack. Really effective late relief pitcher. He's got one save, and it's a team that's got saves from 6 different players.
Hayden Redding leading off 2-3-4. Due up here in the Blue Mountain order. 9-6 ball game. That went over for a strike. Hayden Redding 0 for 4 today.
Fernandez, remember the all-freshman team.
Redding hits that one to right and caught by Cullens. So Redding 0 for 5. Now Carson Galt to the dish. He's 1 for 3 with a double.
Now, one of the big successes defensively for Loyola has been keeping Redding off of the base paths. Problem is, they haven't been able to keep almost anybody else off today, and it has been it's been tough sledding. They've had to pitch in a lot of pressure situations, and it eventually got them last inning.
Carson Galt awaits the 1-0. Big cut, can't get it, 1-1. You know, you watch the catcher swinging the bat right now. That's the other thing about this format we haven't really talked about. When you're playing one game a day, as Carson Galt, big cut, right center field, long run, diving effort by Cason Cullens, and what a grab.
The Superman grab from Cason Cullens, my goodness. That looked like a surefire gapper. And Cullens read it perfectly, had to lay out full extension to catch it, squeeze it, hold on to it.
Nice play, Cason Cullens. You need that kind of effort to make your way through a tournament like this. I was going to say, though, the other thing about this format, as we watched Carson Galt swing, when you're playing this format, it's not double elimination. There's not a scenario where you're playing 2 games in one day. You can use the same catcher every game. If you're playing 2, that's not as easy to accomplish.
No, it's not. And we're seeing a little bit more frequently catchers that are catching both games of the doubleheader. But again, that's a 7 and a 9, and it's back to back. So there's not a weird layoff in the middle of it too, where you really don't have a chance to get sore until you get back to your hotel room.
Will Crawford, first pitch, fly ball, right field to Cason Cullens. Crawford's 0 for 5. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Fernandez. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Where the day starts with laughter in local shops and ends under the stars with live music. That's Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place where every moment is an invitation to explore, to connect, to be part of something bigger. Jackson isn't just a destination. It's where stories are written, memories in the making.
I need to try it first.
Welcome back live to the ballpark at Jackson. Back to work is Ammon Murphy. He's dealing with 4, 5, 6 in this order. In Collins, Zarang, Kason Cullins, and Marcus Steen. And the first pitch is outside, 1-0. And now he gets that one over for a strike, 1-1.
Now Murphy came in and stopped the bleeding, getting a big strikeout after hitting Jackson Burat with the pitch. Put 2 on and 2 outs, tying run at the dish, and now Loyola has to climb a little bit here.
Check swing, foul back, 1-2. And nearly hit Zarang, and then it broke over the inside part of the plate. Nasty stuff from Ammon Murphy. Zarang had to turn to avoid that ball hitting him, and then it broke into the zone.
One thing we've seen a lot this year, I think even more than usual, although the pitcher's ERA has been higher, the off-speed stuff has had so much more movement just across the board this year. It's usually that kind of break has usually only been reserved for maybe 5 or 6 guys in the league. And now it seems like almost everybody can throw that kind of pitch, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Kason Cullins puts a good swing on it. Deep right center field. Going to get down to the gap in the power alley, and Cullins is going to hit second and run for third as the ball kicked off the wall down there. And Kason Cullins with a 1-out triple. He can do more than Superman catches in right field. He's got Loyola in business here in the 8th.
Yeah, the right center gap has belonged to Kason Cullins today. Now, he robbed that grab in the left center gap that looked like it was going to be pretty similar to that. Would have been maybe a 3 or 4 hopper to the wall opposed to a 2, but Cullins lays out for that one and then comes back in the next inning and hits it right back into that gap. And now tying run is on deck.
Marcus Steen with 3 hits today, and he's driven in 1. 9-6 is the ball game. Steen a chance to make it closer even without the benefit of a hit. That ball is in the dirt, 1-0. Steen rips it to right field. It's his 4th hit of the day, and it's a 9-7 ball game, and Steen's at first.
Yeah, great cut by Steen, and tying run stepping up to the dish now. It is, as we've seen consistently throughout this league, there has not been a lead that's been safe this year. And Loyola putting Blue Mountain under pressure, 9-7 the score.
Runner at first with 1 out. That one delivered by Murphy. Gets away from the catcher, Galt, and now Steen advances to second. So runner at second now as Fernandez steps back in. 1-0 count. Checks the runner and delivers over for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Steen takes the lead off a second momentarily here. Steen with the lead. Tying run at the plate for Loyola. Fernandez awaits. He'll pop that one up. Third baseman over. He'll squeeze it. Will Crawford turns and checks and makes sure Steen doesn't try to advance.
Yeah, good cover by Murphy there. To go over, he saw third base unoccupied, and although I like Austin Garrison's chances in a foot race with just about anybody, and especially if you give him a couple steps advantage, you don't want to even make that play a possibility and have to make a tag play on that. Good work by the pitcher to go and cover.
Runner on second, 2 out now. 9-7 ball game, tying run at the plate once more. And Landon Trosclair, his first at bat of the ball game. He'll take strike 1. This was the Aaron Davis spot in the order. They lifted him to pinch hit him for Beetle. They put him back in, lifted him to pinch hit Cambry. Now Trosclair is your center fielder. That one misses low. 1-1. Delivered foul back out of play. Early part of this game was absolutely cruising. As you got into the seventh, or the teams, you got the chess match ensuing, you get guys coming out of the bullpen, you get the pressure. This game has really slowed down to reflect the intensity of the moment. Ball and 2 strikes. That one fouled away.
Not sure who it was tried to barehand it. Good effort. In and out of the hand, though.
Ball and 2 strikes on Landon Trosclair. Ammon Murphy trying to limit the damage to where it is. Get the Blue Mountain bats to the plate one more time with a chance to add. Grounder, third base, foul ball.
Big at bat here. Trosclair trying to continue things on.
You can see the fatigue, though. Every movement just a little slower in between pitches. Galt resets behind the plate. Big cut. Can't get it. Trosclair's retired. Loyola leaves one, but they get one back. It's 9-7 as we go to the ninth.
Mm-hmm.
9-7 ball game. Our Darius Townsend leading off the top of the ninth inning. Townsend 0 for 2 today with a couple of walks. And he's hit by a pitch. That's one way to put him on. As I said earlier when they pointed to first, just hit him, and they did. So Townsend is on for the third time.
Yeah, it's the opposed to pointing first, hit him mentality that the umpire in my church league softball game had of, this rule's been banned for 10 years. You can't run over the catcher. And, yeah, tell that to Eastmont Baptist Church, you snap my leg.
That one in the dirt, 1-0. Josiah Rivera, 0 for 4 today. His biggest contribution, though, was an excellent defensive play that saved 2 runs and ended an inning and squelched that Loyola rally. 9-7 is the Blue Mountain lead. Leadoff man aboard. Fernandez delivers and strike. 1-1, or 2-1 rather. Fernandez. Fires inside, 3-1.
Fernandez has to find a way to work a quick inning here. Get the bats. One last chance and keep it a 2-run game.
Josiah Rivera. Hitters count. He'll take there, and that's ball 4. So the stolen base doesn't count, but he'll advance to third on the throwing error. So Landon Manson popped to throw down to second. They called it ball 4, so no stolen base, but the throw got into center field. Now it's a throwing error, and that allows our Darius Townsend to go to third. Runners on the corners now with nobody out. Big sequence there. First and third, nobody out. A lot different than first and second.
Yeah, you still have a double play ball in effect, but
even that would score a run. Foul, or it's a fair ball, left field, and not deep enough to get Townsend advance, but heads up, base running by Coles. He'll get to second. Townsend going home. Blue Mountain steals a run. Short left field fly ball, tag and advance from first base in Rivera. They throw down to second to try to get him. Townsend had frozen at third, and on the throw to second, Townsend comes home. It's 10-7. That looked like Loyola base running.
that did. That was incredible base running by our Darius Townsend. Taking off on the 3-1 pitch to get into that position to force the issue, and a couple mistakes in deciding to throw from Loyola have come back to hurt and put a run up on the board.
Yeah, Townsend's advance to third was based off of a decision to throw and foul ball, and then a decision to throw again. Townsend gets to come home and score, and he was coming home so hard he ran all the way into the backstop here. He never checked up after he scored.
He's such a big guy and he runs so quick. That's a ton of momentum to try and slow down, especially when you get the adrenaline going of scoring a dramatic run like that. I'm glad that there is plenty of territory. If not, you'd need some pretty high padding. You could almost do like the kid ice skating and just crash right into it.
That's right.
Hold up.
No balls, 2 strikes on Chris Smith now. 1 out, runner at second base in a 10-7 ball game. Chopper left side foul. Chris Smith trying to find a way to get another run home for Blue Mountain. If you're Loyola, 3 is manageable. You don't want to get any more than that for sure. Chris Smith will dig back in. Big cut, fouled away, right side, out of play. Got that one into the upper deck. More fans gathered here today. A little bit bigger of a crowd. Again, though, everybody staying back in the shade.
Or you got the Loyola fans right behind the plate, as you can see in the top right corner of your screen.
Left field, well hit by Chris Smith. And out of here, over the monster. Chris Smith with a 2-run shot. And the Blue Monster has become Blue Mountain territory in this one. It is 12-7.
What a cut from Smith. And we've talked about the speed in the 7 and the 9 spots, but the reason you put Smith in that 8 spot all around that speed is because of that power right there. And this game is completely flipped on its head.
And here's a guy who flashed the power last time. Austin Garrison hit a 3-run homer in his last at bat. He is 3 for 3 today. And he'll foul that one off.
With a 5-run lead in the 9th, Blue Mountain feels like they've got a foot in the national tournament right now. With the tiebreakers, could potentially go their way and everything.
Yeah.
They are right there in that mix.
And as we said, because of the way that this fell, a Blue Mountain win mathematically eliminates Faulkner.
Yeah.
There is no scenario that Faulkner can get there with a Blue Mountain win. A Loyola win mathematically eliminates Mobile. That one hit to right field, and Cullens will pick it up, and it's a 4-hit day for Austin Garrison after that single.
Yeah, Garrison has had an unbelievable day at the ballpark. He's had some incredible defensive plays, home run, 4 for 4. Anytime you put up the windy stat line, you're having a good day.
No question about it. Now Tyrese Roberson to the dish. That one in the dirt. That one chases Garrison back to first, and Tyrese Roberson 2 for 4. Had a 2-run homer earlier today. 4 home runs from Blue Mountain. There's a rip down the right field line and foul. Roberson, Cole, Smith, and Garrison all with homers for Blue Mountain. (12-7) ball game. Ball and a strike. Still just 1 out. Hit to the second baseman. He'll flip to second for 1, on to first for 2. 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. But Blue Mountain hangs 3 on the board. They lead 12-7 as we head to the bottom of the 9th.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The SSAC is about leadership,
teamwork,
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
connection,
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.
Back here live, bottom of the ninth. 9-1-2 due up for Loyola. They're down 5, and they've got 3 outs to play, and Jake Mills leading it off. He'll take that one outside for a strike.
And Murphy entered in a save situation. If he can close this thing out, be a very, very well-earned save. Entered in a 3-run ball game back in the 7th with 1 on.
A little bit of a delay here. Trying to figure out what they were waiting on. Now Murphy back on the rubber. Delivering, fouled away, 0-2.
Murphy 3 strikeouts today.
Ball and 2 strikes.
27 pitches, 18 strikes.
Murphy to Mills, misses away.
You see so often in baseball, the team that gets hot at the right time can sometimes even do better than the team that's had the best season. And you and I are both Atlanta Braves fans, and we've seen 100-plus win Braves teams crash and burn in the playoffs, looking last year. And then a team that was kind of dead to rights got hot at the end of the year, had some unexpected performances from guys that were picked up almost off the trash heap at the deadline, and end up that's the World Series winning team. And Blue Mountain has caught fire at the right time right now, and potentially 3 outs away from almost fully securing their spot.
There's a base hit from Jake Mills. He said, "We're not done yet." He's trying to ignite a rally.
Yeah, going to be 3 hard to get out, says Wolfpack are going to be scrapping for everything here. And now you're at the top of the lineup. The top of the lineup was really good against Mobile yesterday, and other than Mooney, it's been some zeros.
Mooney trying to add to it.
"13 runners left on base this game for Loyola. 7 for Blue Mountain."
Oh, 2 count. And big cut through that one. And Mooney's retired. There's out number 1 in the 9th.
That's a big out. Now a ground ball by Burat could end up in the inning here. Be tough to double him up, but
that one ripped down the right field line. Caught by Chris Smith, and he stepped on the bag, and there's a double play. And Blue Mountain knocks off Loyola, and they are 2-0 in Pool A. They've beaten the number 11 team in the country and the number 16 team in the country in back-to-back days. They've hung 27 runs through 2 days of this tournament, and Blue Mountain all but officially in the national tournament.
yeah, it's going to have to be a really weird scenario for them to be out at this point. They have been sensational over the past 2 days, and Blue Mountain a team that had to fight their way in. They had to go to the last day of the season in a series that was delayed a day as well. So there are no other games going on in the SSAC. It was only that one between Blue Mountain and UTS. If they drop that game, they're not even here. They win that game. Now they've won 2 more, and they're on the doorstep of the national tournament.
Yeah, Faulkner mathematically eliminated with this result. Mobile still alive. Mobile can play its way in still. They've got to go 2-0. They've got to force some tiebreaker situations, have some things break their way. But Blue Mountain, 12-7 in the driver's seat. They play Mobile tomorrow to try to lock up Pool A. The winning pitcher today is Hancock. He went 2 innings of work. Jesse Hancock, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 2 earned. Ammon Murphy goes 2 1/3 for the save. He struck out 4 and allowed 1. Blue Mountain, 12-7 winners over Loyola. We're back in approximately half an hour with Faulkner and Mobile. For Carter Moles, I'm Jeremy Smith. This is the SSAC Baseball Championship.
The SSAC is about leadership,
Teamwork.
Achievement.
Community.
Initiative.
Ambition.
Well-being.
Adaptability.
Sportsmanship.
Trust.
Integrity.
Gratitude.
Confidence.
Health.
Self-discipline.
Friendship.
Openness.
Growth.
Connection.
Courage.
Tradition.
Collaboration.
The SSAC is about vision.